Hey, I'm going to dance tomorrow. Let's get this in while I can. My teeth will be yanked out. It's cool. Bad teeth. Oh yeah, so we're gonna talk. We're gonna rant. We're gonna ramble. It's gonna be more kind of magic focused, but card shop focused. Um, so let's say you don't want this card anymore. Okay. Now you got a few options. Craigslist. I don't know. I mean, guys buy magic on Craigslist. It happens. You may get lucky. A lot of times it's junk. I've done it a few times, but nothing crazy. But go for it if you think you can do it. But I can tell you one thing: it will sit on there for a very long time, and the haggling and the meeting up is a pain in the butt. What else can we do? eBay. eBay, you're going to list it. You have listing fees. Monitor it. You can do it a lot of different ways. You know, you can do buy it now. You can do bids. If you have a store, maybe you get discounts. There's just a lot you can do with eBay, and that's always nice because a lot of eyes see it. That's what you're paying for. You're paying for the eyes. But if this right here is a $10 card, which is not, you got to look into the fees, shipping. Most people are going to want free shipping. You could risk it and do it by stamp, which I have done many times, but all they have to do is say they never got it, and you're screwed. And eBay will take their side like that. That's the biggest problem with eBay right now. I can't stand eBay because of those reasons. They do not protect their sellers as well as their buyers. I've gotten many arguments with my different reps on there, and they have plain out said it, yes, because buyers were more, if I get the right quote, how they said it, they're more worried about when people have a bad experience buying on eBay, it's like 70% of the time they won't buy it again. That's crazy because I've had a lot of people that have had bad experiences. I've had bad experiences, and sometimes you just gotta pull the trigger on a cheap thing. If it's good, right? But that was his thing that he told me. Yeah, so you can go eBay route. Again, you have to remember, $10. You're gonna spend shipping. You're gonna deal with the seller that's gonna keep complaining and ask you for tracking. Try to get tracking as fast as you can, of course. But if you happen to have a life and you're busy and you haven't got a chance to, a lot of times the best bet is if they pay it through PayPal, just do the tracking through there and it'll link it up to it. Don't try to be like, oh, I'm gonna save some money. I'm gonna do this website that I think is cheaper. It's not the smartest thing just because it's easier just to link it up. But again, if you want to go do that other side or whatever it is you're using to send, make sure you go type it in to keep it you safe and everyone else safe. Then when you're doing stamps, it's scary because, again, like I said, so if it's something very expensive, I always recommend do not do stamps. Do not do it, please. That being said, that's it basically with eBay. You're gonna pay the fees, listing fees, PayPal fee. You'll walk away with maybe $10 card. With shipping, if you offer free shipping, you'll make like $5 off it or so. If you throw a stamp on it, you might make about $8 something off it, maybe about $8. So that's another way to go. There's the website Let It Go. Doesn't really focus on magic cards. Facebook is a great way to sell things. Only problem is you're most likely gonna want to make a fake account, and I'm not saying to do this because I don't do that. But the thing is, if you're not comfortable talking with people and you can't make great deals or make a good sale, they have all your information. And most of the time, they're going to friend you to make sure you're legit. And do you blame them? I don't. Because, you don't want to get screwed. There's no middleman in the middle besides PayPal that can refund the money. And they could just screw you over that way. I've had that done with me with toy collections. I've bought toy collections and I've gotten them, and they were god-awful, broken, ripped to pieces when I got the package in. And this guy tried to make it like it was perfect. And eBay had to give me my money back, let him keep his money, and me send half of the toys back or some weird thing. It was stupid. I'm sorry, Facebook had me do that. PayPal had me do that. PayPal, because I was on Facebook. So that is a thing that can happen. But again, if you have a fake profile, it feels like, yeah, I don't have to feel pressure. I'm kind of like anonymous. People don't know me. But at the same time, no one's going to trust you. No one's going to care you unless you have like this fake one you've been using to troll or something. But when it comes down to it, no one is going to do business with you because you're not going to have records. Maybe you're going to trade with a bunch of people and build it up and get feedback on a page or something. Cool. Again, you may get decent amount. Again, $10 card, you're not going to get $10 for it. Here's what's going to happen. They're going to tell you, TCG low, I want to make sure you're going to do it. TCG low, and I want it in a stamp. Put 2 stamps on it, top loader, send it to me. Here's the problem. There's no guarantee that they can get it, and this time, PayPal is not involved with it at all, nor is eBay. So they can just tell you that $10 card is not there, and they will open it. You get bad feedback. Now your actual honest to God, your name, your account, the profile you have that has your family and friends on it shows that you're a scammer, and it doesn't matter because no matter how many reps you have, it takes one asshole to mess it all up and make people not believe in you. Now, this is not from experience. I've not experienced that, but I've seen it happen to people, and it sucks. It's not cool. It's not cool at all. So, here we are now. You don't want to do any of these options. You're just going to be lazy about it. You support your local comic shop. You want to go in there. You're like, here, I want to trade this in. Now, the reason why I'm bringing all this up and went through the whole rant before, I had saw a post, it was in a local group, about how a man did not like the fact that his store or stores take 50% off of his value of his card for trading. And I try to break it down a little bit and explain it, but it just turned into, nope, they're robbing me. I'm good. If I want to sell it, I'll do it a different way. Again, I listed every way you can and what you get out of it. Depends on how you got it. Maybe you spent a lot of money on it and you're already losing money off it. Maybe you pulled it from a pack and it's an $80 card. So pulling it from the pack, you're still going to get whatever in credit. So here's the thing. And this is me giving just an inside, being on the other side of the counter. Opening up, when I learned that when I talked to other shops, because I never did trade-ins, ever. Never. I don't play many card games through my younger years. I bought comics. You can't trade comics in, so that's just the way it goes. Get this straight out. So what happens is, you trade in and you get 50% in credit. And then most people, if they want cash, you give them like 30% of the value. There are times where people will give you a little bit more depending if it's a hot item. That means that the owner, the worker, they know that they can sell it right away, and even getting it for 60% trade-in, they'll be able to make that 40% up in cash. And that person that got it in trade-in is going to buy something at the store and pay maybe even over what they're buying with their credit. Or if they're getting it for cash, they might give a little more cash than 30% because of the fact they're already going to, and they won't pay you more than 50% in cash unless it's something crazy. But you'll make your money back. But here's the thing. This guy made it this big, huge deal that these stores all screw each other over. It just blows my mind because I get it. I mean, on the other side, I see what that looks like. I understand that. For me, I'm like, God, like I will not lie to you. Most of the people that come to me that want to trade in cards, and I literally, this is, I think, a stack from this weekend of trade-ins that I've been going through tonight, pricing out. Gonna put them on different social media, maybe Facebook, I don't know. I like to do that for some of the guys I've done deals with before. Or I get, a lot of these I have already in my case line, so I may hold on to them. Depends. I have to look at the market. I have to look at what's going up, what's going down. Regardless, You know, it's just, it happens a lot. But when they come to me, I usually will tell you, hey, we take trade-ins at 50%, just like this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. I have 8 stores in the hour radius. I mean, no one's going to do it any different. And I tell them, you could go there and ask them too. But what I recommend, if you want the most bang for your buck, do what I do. You have to put work in. Sell them on Facebook, sell them on eBay. But here are the risks, here are the rewards. And a lot don't want to put up with it. People are like, no, I don't like eBay. I don't blame you. And then they're like, well, I don't really want to. I don't have the eBay account really. And when I sold it, it holds my money, and it does this and does that. Okay, fine. So if you want, you could trade in for 50%. Now, I've never had an issue. I've never had a person go, nope, no deal, and take it. Most part of it, guys that are around card shops and grew up in card shops, play Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball, they know the deal. They know how it is, and there is no bickering. There's no upset. I've heard one guy, I think he was newer to a game, asked about it in our store. And when one of the workers told him, yeah, it's half off or credit, they're like, what? That's crazy. I might as well just go sell it, And they said, you probably should go sell it then. If you think you can get that much, go for it. But here's the thing. So on our side, you have to remember, it's every bit of space in your store is real estate. Every inch of your wall is real estate. If I have shelves and I'm putting stuff up there, it's real estate. I'm taking up space that could have something else that can possibly sell. If it's people that are on consignment, I used to do a long time ago. I don't do anymore, but like Gundam, they were taking up retail space of mine. I did get a cut of it, so it was fine. But the point is, all of these, wherever it's at, this is something else could be there that can sell. So you got to be very smart of what you put out there and where it's at. If you have the best line of sight, thinking of HeroClix, but the sight of the best products right here, you put them on that spot. The stuff that doesn't sell too well, but you want it there, you throw it over to this side where people don't look as much. But that's what it's all about. So we all have these case lines. Majority of shops do. If you don't, that it's weird, because I think it just makes your shop a shop. It feels nice. It's pleasant. But the thing is, you have these case lines, you put these cards in there, they're taking up spots for other cards. Now, if you're giving me a more valuable card, of course I'm going to put it in there. Had a buddy of mine, very good guy of mine, he's done videos on here before. He traded in a good amount of, maybe over $100 worth of Magic cards. Good Magic cards, too. They valued, I think, a little over 100. He got about 50, 60. He was fine. He was building a different deck. He got a bunch of cards he needed. He got packs. And then those go in my case line. They're ones that people want. Not only do they worth a good amount, but people like seeing them in there because they're like, oh wow, he's got this card and this card. But that's the thing, those cards are still sitting there. So you have to think for a second. Do you want to sit there and put in all the work and sell it? Go ahead and do it. But when we do it, it's a different ball game. It's a whole different ball game. I still have those 3 cards sitting there. Now, if I want to put a little effort in, I might be able to move them on Facebook, eBay, something like that. I actually think I put some on Facebook, but right now, it depends what's coming out. If something's out that's hot, if Masters 25 just hit, they're not going to buy your random standard cards because it's just the hype is dying down. So it always depends on time and things like that. But you have to remember, that's real estate. That where those 3 cards are at right now, they're in a spot where I want them to be seen, but I am taking a slight hit on it. And let's not mention that if these prices drop on any of these cards, I'm also taking more of a hit because of what he got there. Now, granted, again, you're gonna go, but he's spending money at your place, da 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 da. Yes, but he's basically getting, it's a trade-off. So it works out both to our advantages. He gets rid of something that he doesn't want to go through the hassle of, and he's told me, I don't want to put all these on eBay. I'm just over it, blah, blah, blah. And that's fine. But my thing is, I think people don't quite get... I don't think you understand how we make our money. I think people are wrapped around the fact that we sell sodas and bags of chips, and that pays for our rent. Like, I just don't get it. Where else do you think we make our money from? You think it's booster boxes? You know Magic MSRP is $145 for a booster box? You know how much I sell it for? I'm not even going to say what I sell for. It's just ridiculously low. And I make about $8 profit, if that. But you know why I do that? Because I like being the cheapest. I like supporting my player base. I like them to play. And if you sell enough in quantity, I was going to say quantity, it makes up for it. And that's what I do. It's simple economics. So the thing is, I can get by. But the thing is, you want to sit here and be like, but they're sitting on it, they're getting it for 50% off. And no, you don't get it. It's not plain, dry, and simple. Now, if you're sitting there going to a sports card shop, trading rookie Michael Jordan, Babe Ruth, whatever, and they're giving you 50% in credit to buy other sports crap, that's all not going to be worth money. So it's not really that great of an even trade, but hey, maybe you want it off you, maybe you wanted some person's jersey signed or whatever they have on the wall with a COA with it. If it's worth it, it's worth it. But to be honest, having something that rare, I would always recommend go sell it elsewhere. Go to eBay. Put the time and the effort in. If you brought like a Black Lotus, this is stupid talk, but and you're like, I want to trade this in, I don't have enough value probably to even give you a trade in. And I would just still go, here's my thing. You want help? I'll help you for it. Give me 10% final eBay after your fee shipping. I'll do all the legwork for you, and I've done this a million times for people because people do not want to deal with the hassle. But for someone like me that does it daily, all day long, nothing but selling, even on your days off you're working, it's just the way it is. So that's the whole thing, is I will tell you personally, go elsewhere first, because I want you to try to get the most money you can. And I feel bad because it does feel like you're ripping someone off. But when you bring it all around and you think about it and you break down what's actually going on, it's the way it is. I mean, I have so many cards I probably have had traded in that are still sitting there. While that person may have thought, oh man, I lost that card at 50%. Guess what? It probably hit rotation. I probably lost money on it. But it's the way the card shop game goes, and that's how it is. So I think people need to understand that. Again, I think most do, but the fact I've seen this guy kind of go on a huge rant on a local Facebook page about it, and me trying to explain to it, and he still thinks he's getting screwed and ripped off, and I'm like, we stores don't want to rip you off. I mean, I can't speak for everyone, some may, but ultimately we're doing that because it's the safer bet for us, and it helps us if we do get to sell it. And again, we run tournaments and things like that. If you're doing $5 entry for just a regular standard draft, cool. 20 people are there. $5, that's $100 you just made. After credit breakout, people are going to spend about $60. So you kind of are walking away with $40 depending on what they buy. Now, if they save up their credit to go buy another entry into your tournaments, like Lot Do or a box that costs a lot more money, and they save and accumulate it, that's why a lot of people cap it, it can start hurting you. And that's the thing, you don't quite understand sometimes these people, not everyone, those people, that these are ways that we make money, and it's a give and take, but there are ways where people can abuse it, and it's not even their fault because it's just the way it goes, but it can hurt us. Again, selling boxes, you don't make too much money. Doing drafts, don't make too much money. Unless you're really trying to make money and you want to make it like you're paying, make people pay $4, $5 a pack, then no one's going to play at your damn store. And you're ripping people off, to be real. So what you got to do is do the best you can. Get the little bit off, and what you do is build these little increments, pick up a penny 10 times a day for a year, that's the kind of thing you do. And that's the business that we're in. This is a card shop business. And yes, I feel like they're kind of like retail's just dying, period. We're losing Toys R Us and stuff like that. But it's like, because online is so big, but that's why I stick with online. That's why I do videos. I do stuff. You have to innovate. You have to change. You have to adapt. A lot of these people do not want to adapt. But for the main thing is, yes, I'm okay doing things this way, and I am fine, and I'm balanced, and we are okay doing things the way we are. But just the fact that some people think trading like that, you know, it's ripping them off, blows my mind. Because I don't think you quite understand how the process of all of it works. So hopefully that broke it down a little bit for you. Anyone that doesn't understand it, and again, you still may feel after this, and if you do, I'm sorry. I apologize if you feel like you're being ripped off. But most stores are going to stick to the same thing. If they don't, they'll be closed 2 years or so. It depends on how much money they have. It's all. If they're an average Joe like myself, they'll be closed down. But if they have a bunch of money, or mom and dad are paying for everything, they can probably bend over a little bit backwards. But when you're just a working man and you are doing these on your own, and it just won't work. You're going to be giving out too much. They're going to be buying too much out. And it just doesn't work. So it's all checks and balances. And you have to have it work both ways. And that's the best way it could work. The 30% for cash, to be honest, shops don't really want to use cash to buy things. But if someone's desperate, you're like, fine. Most of the time I'll tell them, you may want to put this online somewhere. Guy was like the other day, I need dog food right now. So I looked up, tried to give him the best deal possible to give him the most money. And he walked out, with the 30% value of the cards he gave me. I think it was like $14. Again, let's go back to those cards. Have I sold any of those cards yet? No. Now am I buying trash? No. These cards are decent cards. New mythics from the new Magic set. I think one's around 20. I think we had a Dragon Lord in there that had value. It was a little stack, but it was about 4 or 5 cards. But again, it's not bad calls. These can sell if I go put the time into it, but some of them I want in my case line because, again, it's a retail space. It's all real estate. It's something for people to look at and brings people back to the store to look at. They want to see what's new, what's changed. So you'll let these things sit in there. And again, I'm not making the money back right away. So even though that guy got, almost screwed filling, he got the money he needed. He got to feed his dog that night. And I even gave him a little bit extra than I should. But again, I think majority of, I would like to say 90% of card players understand this. If they're pretty cool at their store and they know how it goes, they feel it. They feel the craziness. They feel what their shop goes through. And it's crazy. It's a crazy world. People, I thought, it wasn't going to be so cutthroat, but it's very cutthroat. It's very mafia territories and stuff like that. But you eventually just don't care into whatever you want. And sometimes people think you're a jerk for that. But it's fun. You do what you got to do and you live and try to make everyone happy as you can be. But you can't make everyone happy. So you just do the best you can. But I think ultimately you should always try. Always try. Don't half-ass it. And explain everything. And just like I did. So you can understand a little bit more why things are done certain ways. But again, that's kind of my little rant. Again, I just kind of got into that conversation on the internet and couldn't believe some people still don't really understand. Because again, don't get it twisted. We don't make money off of our sodas, chips. It's decent, but trust me, it's not. It's the little things over time, and it is a lot of internet moving, selling, dealing, making partners, getting acquaintances, associates that just will help you. Some of your middleman, they go and take things and sell it at different events. There's a lot of hustling when it comes to the shops, and I don't think people quite understand it. And if they want to do their own hustle and get the price as much as they can, go for it. 100% go for it. I'd rather you make your money than me waste my time trying to explain to you why we do the things we do. But that being said, do what you gotta do. Trade in your stuff, but don't be upset with the stores and why they do what they do. And look around, call around, ask others. Maybe someone does give better deals than others. Maybe someone has a ton of money they're sitting on. They don't care. They just need singles. Call around. That never hurts. And then if not, worst comes to worst, Facebook, eBay, something like that. But again, you want to make it work, you're going to have to put a little bit of money in for the little bit of hassle for fees and stuff like that, and the time. So don't forget that. So it all kind of balances out your time and all that kind of stuff. Worst thing you could do to a shop is waste maybe some gas going down there. But who knows, you might be able to find something there you want and pick it up. So that's my little rant and ramble and rant about people not quite understanding how the credit works at stores and why we take what we take and all that kind of stuff. But anyways, like I always say, thank you guys for watching. Click, subscribe, like. I'm sorry if I upsetted anyone. I'm not trying to attack anyone at all. It just sucks because you try to be a good... a lot of people try to be good store owners. And I think people think... a lot of them, unless you know us really, you know where our heart's at. But sometimes people walk in with this snotty attitude that this guy's trying to get one over on me. It's just not the way to go. It's bad karma. I don't like that. If you have value, I'm not going to screw you over on your value, but I will follow the unwritten code of the card shots where we will take things lower because of what we go through afterwards and how long we sit on things. Again, I'm sure you've heard this like in Pawn Stars and stuff like that. They always go, we're going to sit on it for a while. It's true, it happens. And again, a lot of trade-ins I've had recently still could be sitting there. But there will be a time for it to sell or be time to just move it on out. But again, hopefully people understand this isn't an attack on everyone. I feel like majority of people understand it and give us a break. And they know that if they don't want to lose it at 50%, they can go sell it online. And again, that's the first thing I tell everybody. Always tell everybody to do it themselves, because I'd rather you get more money out of it. And then, I'd be upset if I gave you credit and you couldn't find something you liked, or you wanted to stack it up over the years and make it even more hassle. It's just easier to try to have people do it themselves. But if not, we're more than happy, and other stores are happy to trade in. Just know the deal. Again, not attacking everyone, just that small percentage, letting them know exactly kind of how it goes and my experiences with it. Thank you guys for watching and listening. This has been a ramble and rant with me. This is about store stuff, card stuff. We'll be back with other things. Hopefully this is not dumbed down as much as everything else, but it's okay. It happens. Shit happens. Thank you guys again for watching. If you did watch all the way through, and please voice your opinion. If you disagree, that's fine. I'm just trying to explain the best I can. But if you disagree and you have another solution or a better way of going about it, or maybe a better way that you think it would work, let me know. I doubt it's going to change through the whole industry, but I'm sure there's other card shops that people might mention that do it better. So if that's the case, that's awesome. But thank you guys. That's it. Bye.